Hi, class. So just wanted to give you a welcome to the class. And I know since asynchronous, we don't get a lot of FaceTime other than the lab. So I figured it'd be a nice time to just kind of chat and say hi and make sure we're all on the same page. So just a big picture overview. As most of you know, the course is asynchronous, meaning there's no actual lecture meeting time. So everything will be videos and slides and kind of different learning objectives that you can do on your own. That being said, I'll have a handful of office hours that we'll talk about here in a minute, and we'll kind of go through those. The only thing that is in person that I want to make sure everyone knows is the labs. So we're going to have 4 labs. We won't have it the first week, but we'll have it the second week. And then we'll have it those 4 weeks in a row. And then won't have it that last week unless we have some reason we had to cancel labs. And it can be kind of our makeup week just in case. You're either in the morning section or the afternoon. If you prefer the afternoon, there's a ton of room in there. It's only about a third of the way filled, while the morning one is at capacity. So if anybody wants to move to that afternoon lab, please reach out and I can definitely do that for you. All right, so let me just talk a little bit about how the class is structured, and then hopefully that'll get you going. So at the very beginning, if you just click on the home page, there's the Merrimack College, the class, there's a picture of me, a few years back now, but my contact information, I have my office number, my email. I'll post the Zoom link here as well, but just some general information. The other thing that you'll find really useful is the course syllabus. So this will kind of tell you a little bit about the structure of the class. Again, my contact information. Office hours. So office hours are completely optional, right? But you're always welcome to show up. The ones in the evening will be on Zoom. So I've posted the Zoom link down below. So you can always use that same link to get into it. So if you want to pop in and just say hi, if you have questions, if you want me to work problems with you, it's kind of your time to do whatever, trying to make you more successful in the class. On Wednesday, we have the 2 labs. They go from 9 to 12, and then again from 1 to 4. And so right in between that gap, I'll have office hours. Sometimes the labs will finish a little early or late, but I'll work with you. So if you're coming for that afternoon lab, or if you're just finishing up the morning lab, we'll make those office hours work. So there's some time for us to work together in person. Again, completely optional. You don't have to do it. At the course description, a little bit about the course. So the only thing that's required for lecture is this access code, right? So you'll have the access code for Chem 101. If it's out at the bookstore, you can just buy it right from the website. So you need the organic 1 semester. And so here's the access code once you get in. And you can even add the course. It gives you a trial, and then I think it gives you a week to do it, and then you can always just add the course, right? So the other thing is we're going to use an open source textbook. So here's the link. And actually, when we get down into the modules, you'll see that I linked you to the specific chapter for each individual unit that we're working on. I also post the PDF on the modules that you'll see. And then the other thing that I haven't done yet, but I will, is I'll post a PDF for our lab manual, and so that you can do the labs, and we'll work through that. For lab, you only need either a lab notebook or an iPad. I don't really care which notebook you use if you want to use a paper one. I highly recommend using the iPad if you have one, or some kind of tablet device. But if you don't, no worries, any notebook will work. If you have one left over from Gen Chem, that works as well. A lab coat, and I think goggles work best. And so you can be ready for class. The learning outcomes, if you want to look at them. The course, the way it's going to be assessed is we're going to have 3 exams. And I say lecture exams, but they're actually online. So again, you'll do the online homework on Chem 101, and the exams will be on Chem 101 as well. And so for the exams, essentially you'll have an hour and 45 minutes to take the exam, and you can do it anytime on those Thursdays that the exams are scheduled, from 8 in the morning till 11:59. So you literally have up to the last minute. And so once you start the exam, you only have the hour and 45 minutes, so you got to finish it. So make sure you find a good block of time, but you can do it at any time in there. And then I'll release the exam scores once that last time block is up. All right, the homework, if anyone's nervous about the class, the homework, you get 6 attempts at it, and there's no penalty. So if you get it correct on the 6th one, it's the same as getting it correct on the 1st one. And at the end, homework is worth the same as an exam score. So I think if you're at all nervous about the class, that's a really great way to help your scores. Same thing with the lab. At the end of the class, it'll be worth 100 points. So, and I'll send a follow-up one talking a little bit more about lab as we get closer to it. Final exam will be just like the regular lecture exams. The only difference is it'll be a little bit longer that very last day of class. Right. Here's a grading scale. I know chemistry can be a little tough, so that's why some of my ranges are a little bit bigger than maybe you've seen your other classes, but generally the same. All of these chapters, so here are the exam dates, the chapters, right? So these are the chapters that can be covered. And then I put an asterisk by it just to let you know that there'll always be a little bit of review on each exam. Kind of the course breakdown if you're trying to plan out how much time you should put into everything. And then some of the general policy that you can come back and read about the different classroom resources and things like that. Again, here's the textbook, another link to it. They all push you the same place. It's free. You can either download a PDF, or if you like just looking at it at kind of the web page style, there's that as well. The other thing is, and this is the way it's supposed to be read, is that this is your week. So it's that week of May 3rd. So it's not necessarily that everything is happening on the 3rd. It's just that week is what you should be covering if you're kind of pacing yourself, right? So you should be watching videos 1 through 4, what's going to be due for Chem 101, the book chapters. If you notice, there's a lot of Chem 101 due the second week, and that's mainly because I wanted to give people a chance to sign up. So make sure you can work them ahead of time. Actually, 1 through 5 is already open and available. So anytime you're ready, just start working at them. And it's the same thing, it just kind of lists through, just be really careful about the in-person day labs, right? That's every Wednesday, starting on June 2nd or 1st, I think it is, the 8th, and so forth, 15th, 22nd. And then we'll have our final exam on that last day. All right, and then you can just kind of see some of the course summary of different things that are going to be in the course. The other thing I want to push your attention to is if you click on modules, this is going to be a good way to kind of put things together. So hopefully you're already in this introduction to the course, because that's where this video will be. The class cafe is just going to be a discussion board where people can ask questions of each other. If anyone's confused, I'll check it as well so that I can respond to things if you want to do a group discussion. Obviously, if you want to send me a personal email at Franco, j@merrimack.edu, you're welcome to do that as well. But sometimes it's nice to have a resource, especially because we're not in person. So kind of a nice way to connect with each other. The textbook, I posted this in there. So the textbook is linked there. If you need help signing up for Chem 101, there's a link to it. It's a nice PDF that walks you step by step. It has the course code. This is what you spend most of your time in, are these units. Okay. So essentially, I linked to the chapter in the textbook, and it'll open a new window and you can see it. This first one is a big one, so it's kind of the whole first chapter. And then here are the PowerPoint slides, and then the videos. I broke it into 2 videos, and you can actually see me walking through them just like if you were in a lecture. Some of them are smaller, and so the textbook isn't matched exactly the way we have the course lined up. And so sometimes there'll be different sections, and some of them will be as short as a couple of paragraphs. Some will be a little longer, but some of the units have several parts of the text that I would like you to read to refer back to it. And so that's why sometimes you'll see several of them, and then sometimes you'll just see one. Right. As we go through, I haven't put all the videos up, but I'll keep posting them, and I'll stay definitely about a week ahead of the class. So everything will go up there. The only thing that's missing is the lab material. So I'll get that posted this week. And then the other thing that I'll post is, as we get close to the first exam, a bunch of exam review materials. So I have some old practice exams, and those were taken in person, while this will be an online exam. But at least it gives you a good hint of what the material you should be studying and kind of the depth of it. Last thing, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions or concerns, or you're not sure exactly what you're supposed to be doing, or you feel like you're not getting enough out of the class and you want some more support or help, or just have some random questions, please reach out and we can definitely connect. All right, thank you, everyone. Looking forward to working with all of you.